Greenville, South Carolina, and the Bilo Center for the Class 3A 2012 Competitive Cheer State Championship here in South Carolina on the South Carolina High School League Network. Hello, everybody. I am BURCH ANTLEY, joined by Taylor Easton, former cheerleader at Clemson University, and by David Buckman, former cheerleader at the University of South Carolina. That's why I'm in the middle of these two bitter rivals, but we are here for a great day of cheerleading. And Taylor, let's start with you. The Chapin Eagles, they have had a stranglehold on the 3A championship the last 4 years, winning the trophy. Can they do it again this year, or will Palmetto, who makes the jump from 2A, make a surprise attack on Chapin?
Yeah, Chapin, they are the ones to beat. They always have been in this division, but I think Palmetto might be giving them a run for their money this year.
And also Greenville, David, look out for the Red Raiders.
Oh, absolutely. Greenville is definitely a strong team, and every year they come in, they put on a good show. One thing, too, about Chapin, I know that they had an injury that happened 2 weeks ago at Upper State Finals, so I'm wondering how they cope with that injury if they're back and 100%.
Well, we will find out. 16 teams vying for a state championship trophy here in Greenville, South Carolina. Don't go away. We will get this action started with Daniel when we return to the Bilo Center here in Greenville, only on the South Carolina High School League Network.
I care about sparking an interest in science, technology, engineering, and math with the children of today. My name is Paul. I work for Time Warner Cable as a network engineer. Working with Connect a Million Minds, I've gotten to see how the minds of a lot of young people work. It's watching the light bulb come on, and you really understand that child just had a spark go off, and you helped create that spark.
Time Warner Cable employees are inspiring the next generation of problem solvers. Visit connectamillionminds.com to find out what you can do.
To begin the Class 3A State Championship, first with the Lions of Daniel High School.
The grass and you drink too.
Starting off the competition here in the Class 3A State Championship, the Daniel Lions from Central South Carolina. And David Buckman, we will start with you. What did you think of the program put together by the coaches for Daniel High School?
I think that Daniel opened up 3A greatly. They started out with strong 4 tucks. They had solid tumbling with their back handsprings. They went down a score sheet. Pretty much they had every element you needed to do well, where they could possibly max out in each of the top categories. Pretty much they were a solid team.
What do you think, Taylor?
I think they did a great job. The thing that stands out to me was their cheer. When they used the signs, they got the crowd involved. It was just really, really exciting. They did a great job using everybody on the mat that they could. You see right there, they have the switch up to lib. A couple little hiccups, but they were doing everything they could to max out the score sheet.
Well, take us through this initial stunt routine right here.
Well, you saw they have the switch up to lib, and then they're doing their body positions on one leg, and then they fold out of it. So that's what you need to do in order to max out. So right now, they're going to go into their cheer, which looks like, and as long as you have those sharp motions, then you're going to do really, really well.
David, what else are the judges looking for in this first routine of the day here in the 3A title from Daniel High School?
Well, pretty much right now you see they're going through their second stunt. You have to have 2 stunt sequences with a creative out, as you see with their full down, in order to max out within their stunts. Now, as we start moving up in the competition from 3A to 4A, you're going to start expecting teams to have the elements they need within each part of their score sheet. So that's one thing that they're going to notice. And right now we're in the pyramid. You see some TikToks, pretty solid.
Good strong base.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
What do you like about the pyramid here, Taylor?
Well, you saw they just zoomed in on the bases there in the pyramid, and you have to notice that they're still yelling no matter what. There's so much flipping going on, twisting. They're still yelling no matter what because it's the cheer, and they have to keep their voices up.
Yeah, and obviously on the front row, battling through a knee injury. This is such a competitive sport, and injuries are very common in competitive cheerleading. Well, we are ready to move on to the second team of the day. Here are the Razorbacks from Walhalla High School.
Walhalla Razorbacks. And everything matters. Walhalla Razorbacks.
The Walhalla Razorbacks, their theme, Sugar and Spice, and Taylor Easton, it was pretty nice.
It was very, very good. You can tell this team, originally they were in 2A, and now they're up here in 3A, and now they're really starting to flourish. They have the switch-ups. They have so much difficulty in the routine. It's one of the most difficult routines they put on the floor in years past.
Yeah, and David, I always like squads that choreograph a routine where it draws your eyes all over the mat, and that's what the Razorbacks did.
Right. With their coach, Michaela Byers, she's a former UCA staffer, so you can see UCA written all over this routine. It's sharp, it's chopped up, it's blocky, so you see everything is really, really clean. Right now we're going through the tumbling section. Look at these transitions. Everything comes in nice and tight. They pop up together. Everything's just really synchronized, and that's one thing you can notice with this team. They're going to get the points in the little areas where a lot of teams sometimes forget about.
What are some of those areas, Taylor?
As David said, they're really, really clean. They do everything they can. Like, there's just little things with their choreography, how we talked about earlier about using the entire mat. They're using the flags, little things that other people aren't doing that they're going to shine in those areas.
Yeah, and using the flags from the top row of the pyramid, that is so difficult to do, really and truly, if you think about it.
Yeah, and it's something you're not really expecting, because a lot of times if you see the signs, you'll see it in the back, you'll see it in the front, but then they just popped it out and did it in a stunt. So
now this skill, what you see right now, that's legit. You won't see that in 2A, but you see now in 3A, they're rolling the stunt all the way over to the top. Most people who do inversions land in a smush. Well, Holla, you can see we're in 3A. We're going to roll it all the way to the top and hold it. That's extremely difficult, and to hit it that cleanly.
Yeah, stepping up. They were a 2A school the past several years, but realignment last year, they had more students, so they move up to 3A, and they're making their presence known.
Yeah, it was great. As you can see in that pyramid, the trend all day has been the difficult pyramids. They had the difficult pyramid, and right now you see great choreography in the dance. They're going to be super sharp because their coach, Michaela Byers, is not going to let anything less than clean and perfection go on that floor.
Overall, a very solid performance. That's the consensus here at our table for Walhalla, the Razorbacks, and now you see the fans welcoming in the Panthers from Chapman High School. Coach Erin Gramling has her team gunning for a 3A state championship. Now is their time. Here are the Chapman Panthers.
Chapman High School. Straight to number 1.
Well, there you have the Chapman Panthers performing their state championship routine here at the By Center in Greenville, South Carolina. David Buckman, we will go to you first. I noticed that Chapman, I think, strongest in the elements of tumbling, the cheer, and a good dance routine as well.
Definitely. Pretty much they started out their routine with their tumbling. I guess that's one of their harder elements within their routine. So they're going to try to get that strong element out as fast as possible to get it over with. But one thing about this routine, it's a very quick pace routine. And usually when there's a quick pace routine, you may find errors. Teams started getting tired, their voices started to disappear, but I think Chapman did a great job of sticking with it. You saw some hiccups and stunts, but they managed to get through the routine pretty successfully.
Yeah, they're right here, they're doing the 4-man stunts, and that's what you need to do to max out, and then they're gonna pull down out of it, which is about as difficult as you can get. So, I mean, they're doing a really great job. Their choreography is good, they're going into the pyramid, and then they have all the things needed. As you can see right here, they're doing the brace backflips. So, I mean, they're doing everything they can do. They're really utilizing their strengths.
David, explain if you can real quickly the difference in the backflips and the inversions, because a lot of times folks that are new to the sport would look at those and say, well, it's the same element.
Well, with inversions and backflips, basically with inversions, that just means that you're upside down at some time in a stunt. Now with the backflips, you're going through that center axis, coming all the way through, and they're catching the feet. Now with legality, basically if they miss the foot and she comes all the way back down to the ground, that can be illegal. You can't do an inversion or a backflip all the way to the ground. So basically what you should be trying to find is them doing a flip and catching the feet before it comes back to the ground, which is extremely difficult.
And the inversions in the pyramids have been very, very popular. It's trending right now.
Yeah, and the great thing about it, like as we talked about earlier, like you just saw, they're doing the kick full since they can't do doubles anymore. And now we're doing the inversions. And the great thing about the inversions is they look really crazy and really difficult, but they're so safe since they have so many people bracing them. And really, I think it's going to help prevent a lot of injuries, getting rid of the double down and bracing for those flips.
And it's cool looking as well for the audience.
The crowds love it. You're allowed to do it on a lot of different surfaces. It's great for games, and it's really great for competition.
As you see, the dance element now being wrapped up by Chapman Panthers. So next on the red square here at the By Center in Greenville, making the jump from 2A to 3A, and they have been a power in 2A. We're talking about the Mustangs from Palmetto High School, finishing as runner-up in the 2A competition the last 5 years in a row. Holly Rollison, Amanda Vickery, they are excellent. This should be a fun routine as the Palmetto Mustangs make their 3A debut here in 2012. Well, there you have the debut in Class 3A of the Palmetto Mustangs, runners-up in Class 2A the last 5 years. Taylor Easton, some teams, they just have that swagger, and I think it is reflective in the music that they choose and the cheer that they perform. Perfect example right there coming from Palmetto. Yeah, they did have some slip-ups here and there, but still I think Palmetto is going to be a threat down the road in Class 3A.
Yeah, they have the confidence. They've been on that floor before at the end of the day getting that runner-up trophy, and so they're just right there before they win that first state championship. But they were so confident. You could hear it in their music. It says state champs are here, #1, and you can see it, and they're stunning in everything that they do, that they're confident in what they're doing.
David?
Pretty much, yeah, they're a strong team. You notice in their stunt, they're going to do 360s to the top. That's an extremely difficult element. Granted, they had some hiccups. I think one stunt failed during that. But you won't see that from a lot of teams. So they're definitely an extremely talented squad. So, yeah, Palmetto's definitely going to be a threat in 3A soon to come.
And we've talked about this before, Taylor. You know, this is a routine that we see that is very busy. It takes a lot of energy. It is high octane. And when you get into the lifting element, you already have used so much energy that sometimes you can't finish it through. And that's really no fault of these young ladies that are performing. It's just you have put together such a busy routine, and you have to be at top-notch athletic ability right now through that entire routine. It's just very, very hard. I don't think people realize how tough it is to pull these things off.
Yeah, and being here on the state mat, like it's not only the physical aspect of it. You have so many people here. This is what you've worked your entire year for. Some girls, this is their first time at state. This is their biggest cheerleading moment in their lives. So a lot of times the nerves get to the best of them, but you add that on top of all of the difficult elements they're putting in the routine, and you really just have to practice so much to overcome that. And I think they did a really great job, and they should be proud of what they did, but there are a few little hiccups that are going to hurt them in the
I think so, too. I think so as well. So a good job put in overall, I think, by Palmetto. Next, here come the Tigers from Blue Ridge High School. They are coached by Ashley Wardlaw. So let's say hello to the Blue Ridge Tigers.
Sorry to make you wait. Now, always fresh with baked. Stepping in the party like my name is Blue Ridge. All you haters, step aside if you don't know the business.
All right, the Tigers from Blue Ridge High School. Taylor Eastman, will look to you first. I tell you, they finished really strong, I think.
Yeah, that dance right there really just brought it all together. This team is getting, there's so many teams here today that have just improved so much, and this is another one of them. You saw it right here, and they're tumbling. They had a standing tuck in there. Lots of backhand springs, which is what you need. Like, there's so many elements in this routine that are going to max out on the score sheets.
And choreography is key, too. I just love right there where they open up the lanes for the tumblers.
Absolutely, and having good choreography is key to making your team look good. And right now you see they're transitioning their stunt. They're doing a step up into lib, turning, pulling their scorpions, nice body lines. We have one fall over there, so you know they're going to lose a couple points on that. But they finish strong with their full downs out. And transitions in and out of major things that the judges will look at, just like with this. That formation is a great way to display their tumbling.
Yeah, like right here, you see they're going into their tumbling. Everything is just going through seamless. There's no breaks in the routine. They have these innovative formations. You see right here, there's so much excitement. She's having so much fun out there. And that's what you need to do, because when you're too nervous about what you're doing, and you forget why you're here. And cheerleading is supposed to be fun, and these girls are having a great time.
And right there, David, that's the inversion that we're talking about.
Absolutely. They started on their back. They're rolling over to the top. They have some switch-ups and stuff. And one thing you'll be able to tell from the good teams, with the good teams, you can tell the ones who've been here, who's done it, and some of the veteran girls out there, because they will start reacting or doing things to the crowd. They'll look to the crowd. They'll smile. They'll wave. That's how you can tell veterans on the floor right now. And right now they're moving to their jumps. Nice synchronized pikes and toe touches with some combination. They're definitely going to max out on their jumps with that.
And the other important thing to note, too, Taylor, in the sport of competitive cheer, as you saw those bases there earlier in the pyramid, they're still cheering. So next time you go to the gym and you do some bench presses, try to carry on a conversation.
Exactly. It's not easy. Like, and a lot of times, like, the bases get overlooked a little bit. Like, we always see the girls in the air, but the bases are the ones that they're on the ground. They're holding up the top girls, and they're still cheering. If it weren't for them, who would be cheering? Who'd be holding up the girls?
Exactly, and they finished up really, really strong with the dance element. I thought it was excellently choreographed. Now we will welcome in from Columbia, South Carolina, Forest Acres to be exact, the city within the city. The Falcons from AC Flora High School, always a good time watching AC Flora. So here are the Falcons, coached by Matt Ryan.
We're gonna give it all we
There you have the Falcons from AC Flora High School. They are coached by Matt Ryan, who obviously put a lot of time and effort into choreographing that routine. And David, AC Flora, I think they know how to tumble a little bit there.
Definitely. If you notice, they took a different approach. They started their routine with their cheer, and they also opened up with a standing full from one of the girls in the front. And I don't know how old she is, but she's probably going to make some college program extremely happy in the future. They struggled a little bit during their stunts, but overall, I mean, you can definitely tell this is a strong tumbling team.
Yeah, you know, David is talking about right there at the bottom of your screen, the first girl, she just captures your attention the entire program.
Yeah, she really does. You see she's throwing the fulls throughout the routine, and then right here you'll see they're doing what it looks like it's a two-man stunt, which kind of gives like a co-ed look to it, which is very, very difficult. And I really like how they started out with the cheer. It really, sometimes when you start out with a cheer, you don't get that wow factor, but they definitely had the wow factor in the beginning.
Yeah, they start with the cheer, and next we'll move into the stunts here, David. And this is where it got just a little bit shaky, I think, for AC Flora. And usually I think what happens sometimes is, as they make this lift here, when one goes down, I think you catch it out of your periphery and you lose your focus for just a moment as well.
Absolutely, and one thing too we have to make note of is that they've done a lot already in this routine before they even go to their elite stunt sequence. So, I mean, AC Flora has potential to be a great team in this 3A division, but right now within the routine, you can tell when you have such difficult elements within their stunts, especially their elite stunt sequence, and that's near the end of the routine, you're going to typically see bobbles and possibly falls within it.
Well, watch these tumbling runs. I mean, they're really, really good with their tumbling.
Yeah, and they did a great job. Their coach, Matt Ryan, did a great job of highlighting their strengths, which is their tumbling. So that's what a good choreographer does. They highlight the strengths.
Yeah, and I think that Coach Matt Ryan asks a lot from his girls, but in return, he gets a lot.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You can tell that they really want to do the best that they possibly can do, and they did a great job. It's just a couple little hiccups that are going to hurt them down the road.
All right, well, we have seen AC Flora. Now it is time to welcome from the low country of South Carolina, just outside of Charleston, the Trojans from James Island High School.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, James Island in the house. You know we roll, perfection on the mat, and this is how we do it.
There you have the James Island Trojans, Coach Rachel Tisdale. Taylor, I was told before this competition, watch out for James Island. They could surprise some people, and they put together an outstanding routine.
Yeah, I want to point out their technique that they use throughout the routine, especially in their tumbling. They do a really great job, and the score sheet does reward those who execute their elements.
Yeah, wonderful layout to start this routine.
Definitely, definitely. Right now you see them going up rippling. This is their alternative stunt. This is a second stunt because they didn't have a lot of transitions within that. But one thing I need to reward their coach on is actually putting together a routine for them. And notice that they don't have a creative end, but she'll rather not have a creative end and have them look solid in the air. Granted, you have a hiccup right there, but they're a solid team. They're doing solid stunts, and right now they look really clean.
Yeah, it's all about technique for James Island, as you can tell. Like David said, you're not going to put something in there that you can't hit clean. If that's not, a lot of teams have different styles. Some teams are going for more of the difficulty, some are going for more of the execution, and you can tell that they're going for execution.
And to add on what Taylor said, execution usually wins championships. And granted, when you have the powerhouse teams, they have difficulty in execution. But right now, this is a growing team. James Island right now, you see them doing their full twisting baskets. That's giving them, they're putting them in the 8 to 10 range. So right now, they're definitely up there, and they're doing a good job of what they have.
Yeah, it seemed like to me a lot of moving parts in this routine.
Oh yeah, they did. The coach did a great job with the choreography. Like I said, highlighting their strengths. You see right here, they had their inversion with the suspended forward roll in the pyramid. And you're just going to continue to see these pyramids gradually get more and more difficult as the years are to come, because there's so much free space that they have now to be creative in what they're doing.
Yeah, David, it sounds like you would rather see a flawless routine with good technique, good execution, as opposed to a routine that's just jam-packed with a lot of difficult elements.
Definitely, definitely. As we start moving up in the divisions from 3A to 4A, you're going to see a lot of elements, a lot of hard, difficult stunts and transitions and pyramids and so forth. But what they're going to lose is possibly execution, and that's when they're going to start losing points. I feel that it's better to execute well, may not have all the difficulty, but execution will possibly help you move up in the rankings.
Well, here's one of the hometown teams from the Greenville area of South Carolina. It is the East Side Eagles. Here they are.
You wanna play? Let's play. All you haters bow down. Take your shot. Step up in the building, now we push up and we're just giving you a buzz.
That is a very well-rounded team right there. The Eastside Eagles putting in a fantastic performance, I think. David Buckman, I'll start with you. Brittany Bolt, Kathleen Taylor, they arranged a wonderful choreographed routine, I think, and I think their ladies pulled it off wonderfully, and they have a ton of tumblers. I mean, they used just about everybody on that floor in the tumbling routine. I was very impressed here with Eastside.
Absolutely. Well, Birch, I feel that this is one of those teams that peaked right at the right time, and I think it's here in Greenville at the Balo Center. It started out with some tucks, they have some pulls. You see their creative into their stunts. I mean, they're looking clean, and I'm thinking that they're going to score extremely well. And one thing I also noticed about this routine was their music. Throughout that whole opening, you felt the music build, and as the music began to build, they started getting more difficult in routine, and your adrenaline started pumping too. Great job, Eastside.
Here they go into the tumbling routine. They'll set this up, and look at all of that movement right there.
Yeah, there's so much going on, and they have some really elite tumbling going on. Like right here, you'll see they have, and then you have the girl doing the whip through the full, and she's just tumbling all over the place. But they do have a lot of tumbling, and we have to remember, Eastside and Chapin used to battle it out back in the day, and now Eastside, this is one of the most difficult routines they put on the floor, and the cleanest they've done in a while. So I think Eastside's back, and they're going to be up there near the top.
First time we've seen this today. The
Yeah,
double.
Yeah, they did the suspended front flip, and then they did it again, because in case you missed it the first time, here it is again. And then they rolled it down, rolled it back up. Great pyramid you saw right there. They fooled out, the actual top girls fooled out of their structure, which is also very, very difficult.
Now they work into the cheer portion, David, which I thought was fantastic, and a lot of times we overlook that element.
Absolutely, and within your cheer, right now you see them going into their second stunt, hit it nice and solid, maxing out on their stunts points right here. And they're going to continue to transition into their baskets. And this is another element, that switch kick basket in front can put them up into that 9 to 10 range where a lot of the elite teams finish.
Yeah, Eastside putting it all together, we think, here today in Greenville, South Carolina. Hometown team doing very well here at the Bilo Center. Now, a team from the Grand Strand, the St. James Sharks, coached by Jessica Harrell. South Carolina, the St. James Sharks and Coach Jessica Harrell, wonderfully choreographed. It looks like she said, hey, they give us this red mat, let's make sure we touch every square inch of it.
Oh yeah, this is a new team. They're new to competing. They're doing a great job, and it's so good to see so many teams from the Grand Strand. They're back. Like, it used to be such a strong area of cheerleading, and now St. James has entered the mix, and they just put on a great performance.
Right from the start, you can see just the strength that St. James has.
Oh, definitely. And one thing I have to commend Jessica for is actually having a traditional style cheer where she's using the school name, the colors, and also telling them about themselves as well. They do a lot during their cheer. They do some stunts, some tumbling, and I mean, it's definitely a good routine. And one thing I know about Jessica, I met her at camp this summer. She does her own routines. Unlike a lot of schools who use outside choreographers, she's done a great job, and I can definitely see a different style to their team.
We've seen a lot of that, as David mentioned, the old school. We've seen some of that here today, not only in the 2A, but now in the 3A state championship. And I like that too, bringing back some of the traditional elements and working them into the modern routine.
Yeah, I love the traditional elements, what David said about the cheer, using the school name, the colors. It makes it so much easier for them because they're doing that on the sidelines Friday nights, and then Saturday mornings they just come to the competition and they're using some of those same elements. It just makes it so much easier.
Look at the strength right here. A little slip up, but that takes huge body control, and your lower body strength has to be right on target. You really have to have those muscles developed.
Oh yeah, the bases, they're using their legs so much to keep their top girls up in the air, and you saw that they did the switch ups, which is a really, really difficult creative end. There's a lot of different creative ends you can do, and to take that risk and to do the switch up, or like how Palmetto did the pull ups, you have to commend them for taking that risk.
And here, everybody gets involved in the tumbling.
Oh, definitely. And one thing I like about this, I think she took a Kentucky approach to cheerleading when she did her tumbling. Notice that they don't just come from the corners like a lot of things. They actually came from side to side, and they continue to go back. And it makes it like they have a lot of tumbling, and they did a great job of using the floor within their tumbling section.
Yeah, and you say the Kentucky approach. For those that are new to the sport of competitive cheer, well, Kentucky is like the Chicago Bulls when Michael Jordan played basketball.
Absolutely.
They're the dominant team in the college ranks. And so that's what you mean when you say the Kentucky approach. All right, it's about to get really loud.
Oh yeah,
That's
hometown
because
team.
the hometown team, the Greenville Red Raiders, who have finished as runner-up the last 4 years to Chapin, they want to keep the title here in Greenville. Let's see if they can do it. This is going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to get loud in here. Get ready. Here are the Red Raiders of Greenville High School.
Greenville High School comes back. Just wait and see. Mama's Raiders. It's all about the team.
Uh-oh, I think somebody just sent a message, David. Coach Elizabeth Perkins and the Greenville Red Raiders, flawless routine, I think. I think Greenville just said Chapin, Airport, Wren, Brooklyn, Casey, Belton, Honeypath, Hilton Head, the teams that are following them on this mat. You better bring it.
Definitely, definitely. That was a solid routine. Little minor bobbles, but nothing big. Pretty much it was strong. You see when they're tumbling, they have a lot of synchronized standing, handspring tuck. That brings up their difficulty level. We got some handsprings coming to the front. I mean, it's definitely a solid Greenville team, and the hometown crowd definitely made some noise for them.
Oh yeah, this team, this is the team that consistently every single year peaks at state. And it's no different this year. You saw right there the switch up to stretch, beautiful flexibility. Sometimes you might think, oh, is Greenville, are they still a contender? Yes, they are, and they peaked today, and they definitely sent a message to the rest of the division.
Yeah, and they really, David, haven't shown their flexibility yet here on the replay. We're going to see it coming up in their second stunt routine, but right now take us through the pyramid.
Right now they're doing a rollover just like you saw Wahala do. They didn't take it to the top. They kind of pump and go, take it to the top, still clean. And right now, I mean, they're still going to get the same amount of points for having that inversion in there. So that's definitely a solid pyramid. There's a second inversion out, then they full out again. They're going to max out on that pyramid right there. So that's definitely a 5 in difficulty.
As we see right here, the high flying.
Yeah, beautiful switch kick or single, excuse me. Greenville, they have so much tradition in this school, and you'll see it later on in the routine when they do their famous chin-chin, and they have so much flexibility. They showed their front flexibility in the beginning, and then they'll cap it off and they'll show their back flexibility in their next stunt. But right now they're going through the cheer. It's nice and fast. It's sharp. There's a lot of energy. They're keeping their voices up, and that's exactly what the judges are looking for right here.
Yeah, and one thing too, let's right here, take us through this, because this is what makes your jaw drop.
This is the Greenville chin-chin. They've been doing it for years and years, and they can hold it, and that is about as flexible as you can be in cheerleading. And then they bring it up, and some of them are holding almost straight leg scorpions. That is so difficult. And it wasn't like it was just for a second. They held it there for a while.
Yeah, and what I was going to say, David, you've got to love their uniforms too. I think that could make a difference in the judges. It may not, but it makes a difference, I think, for those casual observers in the audience, because you can just see their moves. It just highlights their routine.
Absolutely. Just with their arms being red and you have all the white, it definitely outlines their body lines really well. You can see their motions pretty good. Now, the only thing about that red, it may clash with the floor, but ultimately I think that was a solid routine.
I think so too. Greenville, very good routine, clocked in by the Red Raiders. Now the Seahawks from Hilton Head High School, landing here in Greenville, coached by ANTLEY.
Go Hilton Head.
routine to watch. The Seahawks of Hilton Head Island High School, they had a long, long drive to get here to compete in the Class 3A state championship. I like that routine. They really executed well.
Yeah, it was jam-packed. There was so much going on the entire routine. You saw that there was some elite tumbling in there. They did great with the stunts. Right there, you see the kickball baskets really high and really good execution.
David, and they were, I think, at somewhat of a disadvantage because they're behind the curtain and they can hear the crowd that is behind Greenville. So they know that Greenville put in a tremendous performance, but the Seahawks come in following that performance by Greenville, and they pull up a nice job of their own.
Absolutely. Hilton Head Island, they're active UCA camp goers, and we see them every year. And this is probably the best I think I've seen this team look here at state. You notice with the baskets in the opening, they were nice, high, strong baskets. You see some more baskets in the back, and they're moving into their pyramid section right now. One thing that's cool about this, if you notice, they're doing a front flip, and then they're pushing it right to the top. Front flips are much harder than back flips in these pyramids, so I commend them for attempting that and executing it well within their pyramid. Very strong pyramid section.
And that's because your momentum is going the opposite way.
Yeah, your momentum's going, it's easier for you to go backwards than forward. So when you're going forward in that pyramid, it is very difficult, and they executed it well. Great job.
And they held those lifts, I noticed, for a long, long time.
Oh yeah, this is a strong team. You can tell that they're conditioned. Right here, they're doing their combination jumps. I mean, everything about this routine is jam-packed, and you have to have the proper conditioning in order to make it through.
Yeah, good job by the Seahawks of Hilton Head Island High School. Well, we have Belton Honeypath coming up next, followed by Brooklyn Casey, then the Golden Hurricanes of Wren. And we'll finish out the competition with a pair of Eagles, Airport, and then the four-time defending champ, the Chapin Eagles. But right now, the Bears of Belton Honeypath. David, you really like this team.
I think BHP is a very solid team. They've been here a lot. They know what the deal is. I'm pretty sure I'm going to see something great out of BHP. And when they do their traditional cheer, I'm pretty sure you're going to hear the crowd yell BHP as well.
All right, Stephanie Cooley-Hughes and Cassie Simpson are the coaches. Here are the BHP Bears. Coaches Stephanie Cooley-Hughes and Cassie Simpson, the Belton Honeypath Bears, are in the 3A state championship in Greenville. David, very nicely done.
Oh, yeah, that was definitely a strong routine. One thing you can notice about VHP is when they have 6 stunts, and that's powerful. When you can actually put 6 stunt groups on the floor in the 3A division, that's how you know you'll do something great. And they have some veterans on that team. So I know one girl had every opportunity to fall, and she fought to stay in that stunt. That's something only veteran athletes can do on their team. Right now, you see them going through their jumps, and they are going into their stunts, I believe, right now. That's their first stunt. That's not their elite stunt. That's the first stunt they have to do in order to get maximum points in their stunting section.
Yeah, minimum number of stunts to get the maximum points.
Well, what you need to do is you need to have 4 people in the stunt group. They don't want to see the front spots because you're not going to be able to max out. But what BHP did was they used every single person on the mat. And right now, these days, you don't see teams using every single person. A lot of times you'll see some girls standing in the back because maybe that's not their forte. They might be there to tumble. But BHP, there was no room to hide. They rippled up the 6 switch up to heel stretches. It was really, really impressive.
Yeah, they were relying on everybody.
Yeah, there's no room to hide when you're using everybody, and that's what the judges want to see. They want to make sure that everybody is strong and that you're not trying to hide your weakest link, and they weren't.
Now we get to see the choreography that was put together for this state championship performance, and they nailed it.
Right, absolutely. Right now we're in their dance. You see them finishing up strong. One area where BHP may not be with the elite teams is in their tumbling. They have a great bit of tumbling, but they don't have a lot of elite tumbling, and that's where you'll see their tumbling scores kind of go down, and that kind of gives room for other teams to possibly surpass them.
Yeah, and you saw the nice little finish with the prop as well as they brought out the BHP Bears logo. Nicely done for Belton Honeypath. Now to the mat, we will welcome in from West Columbia, South Carolina, and Casey, South Carolina. It is Brooklyn Casey High School. The Bearcats are coached by Alicia Dickerson and Brittany Ballman. Here they are, the BC Bearcats.
We're back!
the Bearcats from Brooklyn Casey High School. Taylor Eastman, the Columbia area is becoming a very vibrant area for gymnastics, and I think it shows right there in that routine, because a lot of those young ladies really have those skills that I think are carrying over from gymnastics right into competitive cheer.
Yeah, Columbia, it is there's so much cheerleading. Like, so many powerhouses come out of Columbia. Obviously, Chapin in the area, and then in 4A you have your Dutch Fork and Lexington. But Brooklyn Casey, they're really stepping it up this year. They're not one of those teams that's here every single year, but I think due to this 16 teams being allowed to come, they've really proved that they should be here.
And it's all about peaking at the right time, as you said, David, and I think Brooklyn Casey, they peaked here today in Greenville right when they needed to the most. I was very impressed with this routine from Brooklyn Casey, and we're going to see coming up right here on the right side of your screen. There was a time, I believe it was in the second stunt group, where she fought through that stunt tooth and nail and was not going to give up on it, and hats off to her.
Definitely. Right now you see this is their first pyramid section. They actually had two. You won't see that from a lot of teams. So that definitely shows that they feel that pyramids are their strength. So they're going to display that in their routine. So right now that was definitely a successful suspended flip. Pulling out, getting the points. We have 3 standing tucks in the front. This is a solid team and a great choreography in displaying the talent that they do have out there.
And we talked about earlier how we like incorporating some of those traditional elements. Brooklyn Casey did that with their cheer, where they really brought in the BCHS, and they brought in the Bearcats, and they brought in their colors. I like that.
Yeah, they made it known who they were, and as you saw earlier, they used the flags. At the end of the routine, they had flags because props are such a big thing in South Carolina now, and it's a great way to get the crowd to know who you are, even if you aren't so accustomed to the state's stage. And I think Brooklyn Casey did a great job, and they proved that they're here and that they belong at state.
There she is, fighting all the way through that. And she just would not give up.
No, and that's what you have to do. When you're a cheerleader, you cannot allow yourself to settle for anything less than perfection. And she stayed in the air, and then she came all the way down to do their invert out of the stunt, which is what you need to do in order to max out.
Yeah, really like that, just giving it all that you can and continuing on in your routine. Excellent job by the Brooklyn Casey High School Bearcats here in the 3A state championship. Well, right now we have a team that always does well in the 3A contest. It is the Golden Hurricanes from Marin High School and Coach Terry Cothran. This should be a lot of fun to watch. Wow. Taylor, you said earlier, you talked about a routine where there's no place to hide. Wren used everybody. They showcased everybody's talents. They pulled that off flawlessly, executed it perfectly.
Yeah, and when you talk about showcasing their talents, you can't overlook that guy in the routine.
The pommel horse.
Oh my gosh, you saw right there, he was standing full, he was tumbling all over the place. The dancing at the end, that was just great choreography right there. They did a great job. You see right there, it's the creative end, they have the inversion, and they're gonna go right up to a lib, and they're gonna pull it, and they're gonna show off. Right here, you see that straight leg scorpion. That's difficult to do.
Yeah, and we'll see that pommel horse routine on the floor at the end of their dance routine. David just kind of looked at me, and I looked at him, and we knew that was something special. Take us through more of this routine here, David.
Well, beside the little gymnasts they found to come help out their team, right now you can tell they still have strong tumbling from everybody else. He's throwing his fulls. I think he may have thrown like 4 in that routine. Their stunts were solid. I mean, Wren did a great job, and right now they're showing, like you said, a great use of the floor. They're going from side panel to side panel, and they're going to come from the corners as well. Pretty solid, definitely.
I didn't see a single mistake.
No, it was a near flawless routine. Their energy was great. You could tell the crowd loved it. They're the team that everyone's been saying this year, look out, Chapin, because Wren could come in there and sneak up and take the top spot.
Yeah, as they work on this pyramid right here, you see the inversion. What else are you seeing?
Right now, they went through their inversions. They're doing their TikToks. Right now, the sync looks good. They full out. And one thing I want to commend these girls for, these are some strong girls, because usually you see a lot of really young-looking top girls. Some of these girls are definitely seniors in the air. And here's our male tumbler, gymnast again, throwing his nice high full. It was definitely an outstanding routine, and I can't wait to see his flares and his other gymnastics. I guess
he was good. He was excellent. Moves. He really was, and so was the entire team from Wren High School. The Golden Hurricanes just raised the bar a little bit. Here are the Eagles from Airport High School.
The Eagles are looking good. We're back, and that's right.
Well, from West Columbia, South Carolina, there you have the Eagles of Airport High School. Coach Kelly Fitzgerald in charge. And David, we'll start with you. What do you think about Airport?
Well, I think the Airport is definitely one of those teams that you saw over the years. We had a lot of highs and lows, peaks and valleys. Right now, I think this is probably one of the best I think I've seen Airport look in the last couple of years. They start off with 7 single base or double base stunts, however you want to call it, right here. And that just looks dominant on the floor when you have that many girls in the air, which I think is just a great way to open up their routine. Right now, they should be moving into their standing tumbling. You have a great deal of back handsprings and standing handspring layouts and tucks. So right now, they're putting on a strong routine.
Yeah, like David said, they had the single base stunts in the beginning. You can see that they have one guy, but it made it look like they had 7 guys on the floor because of the toe-ed stunts. And this is right here is a really difficult stunt section. You see one little hiccup right there. That's going to cost them. But they had the switch up to stretch, and then they immediately power pressed it. So they're using their strength. Kelly is doing a great job with this team. This is the strongest I think I've ever seen them look.
And David, how about the guys here today?
Well, one thing I can tell about this guy in particular, he's another guy who's probably going to make a college program happy. He's not a little guy, but yet he still has that full, so you can tell he's going to put on some size and be able to toss some girls by himself in the future. So I look forward to seeing where he goes and what he's going to be up to in the next couple of years. But right now they're moving into their pyramid, and what you're going to notice pretty soon is pyramid. This is going to be one of the hardest transitions I think I've seen within this 3A division and possibly even the 4A division coming up.
Yeah, those transitions are very difficult that Airport just performed. As you see, all those C's in the crowd right now, that is the contingent from Lake Murray country in Chapin, South Carolina. The Eagles will be taking the floor next, but Airport, outstanding job, I think.
Great job. I honestly haven't seen them look so good. They've come a long way. They had a great showing at the lower state qualifiers, and they're here for, I just can't say enough about them. Just a really, really good job.
All right, well, the Chapin Eagles are next. They are the defending state champs. But first, let's say thank you to the South Carolina Cheerleader Coaches Association, Gwen Clark, the president, Stephanie Hughes, the vice president, Patty Turner, Julie Thompson, and Allison Epps. A great group of people on the Coaches Association. Well, here are the Chapin Eagles to close out this competition, and they are going for their 9th state championship, their 5th in a row. They are going to have to be spot on spectacular because they have some stiff competition coming from Wren and Greenville, I think. But let's see what Vicki Williams puts together here for the Chapin Eagles. This is certainly going to be fun to watch. Well, Taylor Eastman, the Chapin Eagles, are known for being the standard bearers for competitive cheerleading here in the state of South Carolina, and I think they know it.
Oh yeah, like we talked about earlier, the confidence, and there was not one stunt that moved even an inch. Everything about that just exudes confidence, and they know that they just gave the routine of a lifetime.
And right here, David, this is what Chapin is known about. They're known about their symbiosis, especially on their jumps, on their flips. They are always on the same page.
Definitely. And one thing you see right now, they're all in their scorpions. Everybody pops out at the same time. The thing about Chapin that sets them apart from everybody else in this 3A division is their execution. Like I said, they have the difficulty, but their execution is what makes them stand apart.
Right there,
they do it right
all together.
They do it right, and they do it how it's supposed to be done, and that's why they do extremely well in competition atmosphere.
I mean, they're just always. Every girl knows where the other girl is on that mat at all times.
Oh yeah, these girls could do this routine with their eyes closed if they had to. You're going to see right here in this tumbling section, nothing less than a layout, and almost everybody is tumbling. They have full squad standing tucks. They're one of the most elite tumbling squads in the state, and they are the definition of difficulty and execution perfected.
Take us through the pyramid.
Right now, you just saw that they did the suspended backflip, and then they did the ball up to the top. Great flexibility, solid TikToks. The thing, if you compare Chapin to other squads, you'll see other squads hit their stunts, but if you watch the bases on Chapin, they're not moving their feet. And that makes the top girls feel so much better. They don't feel anything moving underneath them. Everybody on that team knows what they need to do.
Look at the elevation right there, David.
Height. And it's perfect technique. And it's not just like she talked about hitting their stunts. It's not just about hitting their stunts. It's about performing their stunts. It goes all the way from hitting the stunt all the way to their head to when they look to the front and when they pop their legs out. It's total execution, jump timing, perfect. I mean, ultimately, it's flawless. Flawless routine.
Can the comparison be made to a college level program?
Absolutely. Chapin could beat out some college teams. Everything about them is just perfect. Like girls, if you live in Chapin and you're a little girl, you watch them, and you one day want to be on that team. It is life in Chapin, South Carolina, to be a cheerleader.
Yeah, they've won 8 state championships, 4 in a row. They're 4-time defending state champs, looking for a handful here today, one for the thumb, so to speak. This could be 5 in a row. Do you think, David, that the judges will have them higher than that wonderful performance put in by Wren, and also Greenville put together a fabulous performance as well? This is going to be difficult, I think.
It will be difficult, but I feel that if you look at execution, if you look at the difficulty, they had it all. And the other teams had the difficulty, but I wouldn't say their execution was as clean as Chapin's execution. So but it's up in their hands right now.
Well, we will find out. It is going to be the judges' decision. But we have seen a fantastic competition here today in the 3A state championship. We'll have the announcement of our winners when we return here to Greenville, South Carolina on the South Carolina High School League Network.
What excites me is the opportunity to take the skills I have and to give back to my community.
I care about sparking an interest in science, technology, engineering, and math with the children of today.
It's about stimulating innovation, even in children that don't think they like math or science.
So we get them hands-on, and it's like brains are going. I can almost guarantee you they're thinking way differently about science after we were done with them.
Time Warner Cable employees are inspiring the next generation of problem solvers. Visit connectamillionminds.com to find out what you can do.
Welcome back to the By Center in Greenville, South Carolina. BURCH, ANTLEY, Taylor Easton, David Buckman here with you. And we are ready to find out who the 2012 champion is. Well, we know the runner-up, the Golden Hurricanes of Wren High School. They put in a top-notch performance. Excellent job by the Wren Golden Hurricanes, and I think this may be their highest finish in the 3A state championship.
Oh, definitely. The past few years, it's always been the Chapin-Greenville show, but it's good to see a new program come in and show that Chapin and Greenville aren't the only 2 teams in this division. So it's very refreshing to see it, and they put on a great show. I'm sure the scores were very, very close there in those top 5.
I'm sure they were very, very close. And, you know, David, we were so impressed with the Wren Golden Hurricanes. They really dialed it in today, and they are the 3A runner-up.
Absolutely. With the creativity they had and the crowd appeal with a lot of the things. And I think the guy put a lot of flair. When I say flair, I mean
right there. There it is.
There's some flares and all that cool stuff that within their dance to probably boost their dance scores up to kick it over a lot of the other teams. So good job to this Wren team.
Yeah, all around very impressed with the Wren Golden Hurricanes, and they are your runner-up here in the Class 3A State Championship 2012 edition. We will find out who the champion is in just a moment, but right now let's recognize the runner-up, the Wren Golden Hurricanes here on the South Carolina High School League Network. Well, the Wren Golden Hurricanes, congratulations to Terry Cothran and her squad. An outstanding performance today. They finish as the runner-up now, and it's time to find out who will win the Class 3A state championship for 2012. Yep, the streak continues. The Chapin Eagles win again, their 5th consecutive state championship, and they just do it every single year. Vicki Williams and her team, they have set the standard here in the state of South Carolina.
They really have, and it's their 9th championship overall, and their music said it all. It said, most cheerleaders count to 8, but Chapin counts to 9, and that is so true today.
Yeah, they just really dialed it in, as they always do. The state championship stage, it's just been their home.
Absolutely. I hate to say it, but there was no doubt in who won this 3A division. Chapin obviously has supreme dominance over this division right now. Flawless routine, solid. I mean, even with their injury 2 weeks ago, they had somebody you saw sitting out with a boot on, still managed to go out there. So that shows you that this squad is deep, and I see much more success from this team in the future.
They have seniors on this squad, Taylor, that the only thing they know about is winning state championships.
Oh yeah, they don't know anything different, and the whole town doesn't know anything different, just from being a little girl all the way up to the top. This is what these girls have dreamed for their entire lives, and this is what they're raised to do.
Well, your 2012 Class 3A state champions, the Chapin Eagles, they do it again, 5 in a row, number 9 overall. Right here in Greenville, South Carolina at the By Center, and only on the South Carolina High School League Network.
Good.
Well, congratulations again to the Chapin Eagles, the 2012 state champs in the Class 3A competitive cheer championship. And you see Vicki Williams wiping tears away. It never changes for her, the passion that she has for the sport and for her team. So congratulations to the Chapin Eagles, your 2012 3A state champs, the runners-up, the Golden Hurricanes of Wren High School. For everybody involved with our broadcast crew today, for Taylor, for David, I am Burt Chantley saying so long from Greenville, South Carolina and the By Center. This is the South Carolina High School League Network.